Imagine, if you will, the deepest part of the night. The kind of night where the silence is so heavy it feels like a weight against your chest. It is the year 170 AD on the northern frontier of the Roman Empire. The wind creates a mournful sound as it whips through the trees of the dense Germanic forests, rattling the canvas of a solitary military tent. Inside that tent sits a man who is technically the most powerful human being on earth. He commands legions. He holds the power of life and death over millions. His name is etched into marble across the known world. Yet in this moment, by the flickering light of a dying oil lamp, Marcus Aurelius is utterly, profoundly alone. He is not sleeping. He is writing. He is wrestling with the same ghosts that visit you in your quiet moments. The feeling of being misunderstood, the burden of heavy responsibilities, the aching distance between who he is and who the world expects him to be. He dips his quill into the ink, and he speaks across the centuries, not as an emperor to a subject, but as a wounded soul to another, whispering a truth that we often forget, that loneliness is not a defect, and solitude is not a punishment. It is the forge where the soul is tempered into steel. You are listening to this because you know that feeling. You know the specific texture of silence that fills a room when you realize that no one truly understands the battles you are fighting in your head. Perhaps you are surrounded by people, walking through a crowded street or sitting in a busy office, yet you feel an invisible wall of glass separating you from everyone else. You smile, you nod, you say the things you are supposed to say, but inside there is a drifting island where you stand by yourself. Or perhaps the loneliness is physical. The phone on the nightstand remains dark. The notification you are waiting for never comes. You look at the ceiling in the gray hours of the morning and wonder if you have been forgotten, if your absence would even be noticed by the marching world outside. This pain is real. It is sharp. But let us walk together into the mind of the Stoic emperor to see if we can transmute this leaden weight into gold. Marcus teaches us first to stop running from the silence. Our modern instinct is to drown it out. We feel a second of boredom or a pang of isolation, and we immediately reach for distraction. We scroll, we watch, we listen to noise, anything to avoid that confrontation with the self. But Marcus would ask you, gently, what are you running from? You are running from your own company. And why is your own company so unbearable? It is because you have not yet built a friendship with yourself. The Stoic perspective on loneliness begins with a radical shift in definition. You perceive loneliness as a lack, a void, a missing piece. You think, I am alone because I am not enough, or I am alone because I am unwanted. The philosophy of the porch, the wisdom of the Stoics, invites you to view this differently. What if this space around you is not empty, but clear? What if the silence is not an absence of noise, but the presence of peace? Consider the rock that stands in the middle of the ocean. The waves crash against it. The salt sprays over it. The storms rage and the sun beats down. Is the rock lonely? No. The rock is solitary. It is self-contained. It is whole. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This is the concept of the inner citadel. When the world turns its back on you, or when you feel the sting of rejection, you have a place to go that no one can take from you. But you must build this fortress before you need it. Loneliness feels terrible because we are looking for validation outside of our own walls. We are like beggars standing at the door of the world, holding out a cup and asking for a drop of attention, a coin of approval, a crumb of love. And when the world walks by and ignores us, we feel destitute.
The Stoic path
is to put down the cup. It is to realize that the treasure was never outside the gate. It was in the fortress all along. When you feel that ache in your chest, that yearning for someone to come and save you from your isolation, breathe into it. Do not fight it. Acknowledge it. Say to yourself, I feel alone right now. This is a sensation. This is a feeling produced by my mind. It is not a verdict on my worth. Marcus reminds us that everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Your loneliness is a perspective. It is the perspective that says you are incomplete without the validation of others. But looking at nature, does the oak tree need the applause of the grass to grow tall? Does the sun need the permission of the clouds to shine? You are a part of this same nature. You have a purpose that is inherent in your existence. Let us dig deeper into the pain of being misunderstood, for this is a specific and sharp kind of loneliness. You try to explain your heart, you try to show your true self, and people look at you with blank eyes. Or worse, they misinterpret your intentions. They judge you, they gossip. Marcus Aurelius faced this every day. He was surrounded by sycophants, politicians, and enemies who wanted his throne. He wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." He did not say this to be bitter. He said it to protect his peace. He understood that people act out of their own ignorance and their own pain. If someone does not understand you, it is often because they do not understand themselves. Why should you feel lonely because someone else is blind? If you held up a beautiful painting to a man who cannot see and he did not react, would you doubt the beauty of the painting? No, you would have compassion for the blindness. So when you feel isolated because you do not fit in, consider that fitting in is often the death of the self. To fit in is to smooth out your edges, to silence your unique voice, to become a copy of a copy. The loneliness you feel might actually be the cost of your integrity. It might be the tax you pay for being real in a world that loves masks. Marcus would tell you to wear your solitude like a badge of honor. It means you have not sold yourself. It means you are still you. There is immense power in being able to walk alone. The wolf on the hill is not hungry for the approval of the sheep in the valley. The wolf has a different path, a different nature. If you find yourself walking a path that no one else is on, do not turn back in fear. Do not run back to the crowd just to feel the warmth of bodies. Keep walking. The path of wisdom, the path of growth, the path of the Stoic. It is often a narrow trail, and it is often walked in single file. But let us be tender with ourselves here, for we are human and we are social creatures. We crave touch, we crave connection. Stoicism is not about becoming a robot or a stone. It is about emotional regulation, not emotional elimination. It is okay to feel the sadness of an empty room. It is okay to grieve a relationship that has ended or a friendship that has faded. The key is what you do with that grief. Do you let it drown you or do you let it deepen you? Sorrow has a way of carving out the soul, making the cavern of the heart deeper so that eventually it can hold more joy. The person who has never known loneliness has never known the true sweetness of connection. The person who has never had to sit with themselves does not know who they are. Use this time. If you are in a season of loneliness, treat it as a season of winter. Winter looks dead, but underneath the frozen ground there is immense activity. Roots are going deeper. Energy is being conserved. Preparation is happening. If you are alone right now, read the books you have always wanted to read. Train your body. Sharpen your mind, learn a skill, meditate on the nature of the universe. Marcus Aurelius did not write his meditations for an audience. He wrote them for himself in his lonely nights. And because he did that work in the dark, his words have served as a light for millions of people for 2,000 years. Think about that. His loneliness became our comfort. Your current struggle, if you document it, if you understand it, if you master it, could one day be the roadmap for someone else who is lost.
There is also a profound connection to be found in the realization of our shared mortality. This is the view from above that the Stoics practiced. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine pulling back from your current location, rise up above the roof of your building, rise above your city, see the lights gridlocked in the darkness, rise higher until you see the curve of the earth. From this vantage point, look down at the swarming millions of humanity. Realize that at this very second, there are millions of people feeling exactly what you are feeling. There are old men sitting in nursing homes looking at faded photographs. There are young teenagers sitting in their bedrooms feeling like outcasts. There are heartbreak victims staring at a wall. There are leaders who feel the crushing weight of command. You are not isolated in your experience of loneliness. You are united with humanity through it. The specifics of your story are unique, but the emotion is universal. You are part of the great human chain of longing. When you realize this, the walls of your ego begin to dissolve. You are not a solitary victim. You are a participant in the human condition. This realization brings us to the concept of amor fati, the love of fate. This is perhaps the hardest and most powerful step. It is not just accepting your situation, but embracing it. Can you say to the universe, "Thank you for this silence. Thank you for this time alone. Thank you for removing the people who were not right for me"? It requires a terrifying amount of trust. It requires you to believe that the universe knows what it is doing. Maybe you are being isolated because you need to undergo a transformation that cannot happen in the noise of a crowd. The caterpillar must be alone in the cocoon to become the butterfly. If you ripped the cocoon open prematurely to save it from its loneliness, you would kill the creature. You are in the cocoon. It is dark. It is tight. It is lonely, but it is necessary. Trust the process of your own becoming. And what of the fear that this will last forever? That is the voice of anxiety projecting a shadow into the future. Marcus reminds us, the whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. You do not have to bear the loneliness of the next 10 years. You only have to bear the loneliness of this present second. And this second is bearable. Break it down. Can you survive this breath? Yes. Can you survive the next? Yes. Then you are doing it. You're enduring. And in enduring, you are building a reservoir of strength that will serve you for the rest of your life. When you no longer fear being alone, you become dangerous in the best possible way. You become unmanipulatable. You cannot be controlled by the threat of exclusion. You cannot be bought by the promise of false validation. You walk into a room not needing anything from anyone, and that makes you magnetic. Paradoxically, the moment you become truly comfortable with your own solitude is often the moment people are drawn to you. They sense your stability. They sense that you are anchored in something deep, something real. They want to be near that fire. So tonight, if the shadows feel long and the silence feels loud, do not reach for the phone. Do not numb the feeling. Light a candle, literal or metaphorical. Sit with the feeling. Invite it to the table. Ask it, "What are you here to teach me?" Perhaps it is here to teach you that you are stronger than you thought. Perhaps it is here to show you that your own mind is a fascinating place to explore. Perhaps it is here to force you to finally start that project, write that book, build that business, or heal that wound. You are in the company of the greats. You are sitting in the tent with Marcus. You are walking the desert with the prophets. You are in the study with the philosophers. You are never truly alone when you are connected to the Logos, to the reason and spirit that flows through all things. Let the tears come if they must. The Stoic is not afraid of tears. He is only afraid of being enslaved by them. Let them fall, and then wash your face. Stand up, look in the mirror, see the human being looking back at you. That person deserves your love. That person deserves your friendship.
Start there. Be the friend to yourself that you wish you had. Speak to yourself with the kindness you would offer a stranger. Cook yourself a good meal. Make your bed. Respect your own existence. The world may leave you. People may drift away. Seasons may change. But you will always have yourself. And if you build that self into a fortress of wisdom, kindness, and resilience, you will find that you are enough. You have always been enough. The morning will come. The sun will rise again over the Danube and over your city. The birds will sing regardless of whether anyone listens. The world continues, and you, a vital, breathing part of that world, will continue too. You will step out of this night not broken, but deepened. You will carry a quiet dignity that only comes from having sat in the dark and found your own light. Take a deep breath now. Hold it. Let it go. Feel the tension leaving your shoulders. You are here. You are alive. You are capable. The silence is not your enemy. It is your teacher. As we bring this reflection to a close, I invite you to pause and let these words settle. If this message found you at a time that you needed it, if it offered a moment of calm in the chaos, consider staying connected with this journey. There are many more pages of wisdom to turn, many more nights to explore together. By subscribing to this channel and liking this video, you are not just clicking a button, you are signaling to the universe and to yourself that you value wisdom, depth, and inner strength. Share this with someone who might be staring at their ceiling tonight, wondering if they are alone. You might just be the light they are looking for. Until next time, stay strong, stay resilient, and remember, the power is within you.